Radhe Krishna, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Sri Natha Ramanujaya Namaha. Welcome to our 59th episode of Thirukkolur Penpillai Rahasyam. It is very common for us to hear some phrases in our day-to-day world like push yourself to the maximum potential, stretch yourself to attain your goals. These phrases start right from the student life, where school-going kids are pushed to do their best in order to attain their academic goals or to get the best of the grades. We also see such examples in the sports arena, where sports persons work to keep their bodies fit. They spend countless hours in practicing their sport so as to achieve perfection. We see these examples of stretching and pushing one's limits in the modern organizations driven by the revenues and the profitability targets, where people have to bring ideas, they have to put efforts, they have to do whatever it takes to realize the annual targets of the company. Now, these are some examples which are in the material world, as we would say. Now, countless sages and saints in our Bharata Varsha, they have practiced this attribute of pushing themselves, but in the devotional space, in order to perfect their devotion, in order to attain the Lord. So this attribute is nothing new. It comes from centuries and it has been practiced by various great sages. In our today's episode, Thirukkolur Penpillai is benchmarking herself with this attribute of stretching oneself. Her Bhakti Rahasyam to Swami Ramanuja is: did I walk a long distance like Sri Natha Munigal? So she is comparing herself with this great saint, Sri Natha Munigal. Now, who was this saint? What is the distance that he walked? That is, what are the efforts he put, and for what purpose is the content of today's Bhakti Rahasyam. Now, Sri Natha Munigal is regarded as the prime spiritual master in the Sri Vaishnava tradition. Sri Vaishnava tradition, which was the way shown by Swami Ramanuja. Now, before Sri Natha Munigal, there were the great Vishnu devotees who are commonly known as the Azhwars. We have had a chance to discuss about these great Azhwars in our previous Thirukkolur Penpillai Rahasyam episodes as well. These Azhwars were 12 in number, and amongst them they composed a lot of devotional hymns in praise of Lord Vishnu. It so happened that over a period of time, these devotional hymns got lost to the normal people. So, when Sri Natha Munigal advented in this earth, it seems it was his mission for taking birth was to retrieve these great divine compositions by the 12 Azhwars in the past. So the sequence is the 12, rough sequence again, it's not exactly to scale. The 12 Azhwars, they appeared in various time periods. They composed these divine compositions for Lord Vishnu. After their time period, these compositions slowly got lost to the normal people. Sri Natha Munigal took birth. Now the story goes forward. Once Sri Natha Munigal went to a particular place. He visited a Vishnu temple where the priests were singing some beautiful songs in praise of Lord Vishnu. Now, roughly, Sri Natha Munigal's time period was, again, there are multiple accounts. Some say it is the 5th century CE, or some say it is 9th century CE. Anyway, it's 1000 years plus when he came. So he goes to this temple, he hears those sweet songs in praise of the Lord. He asks the temple priests as to who composed these songs. These are captivating my mind. And are there any other such songs which are sung in the praise of Lord Vishnu? Roughly this compares with our attitude of, say, we listen to some music and we want the songs, all the songs of the film, just to see that if they are a similar music for our ears. So we Google out, okay, which film is that, who is the music director, who composed and whatnot. So Sri Natha Munigal did it for the Lord. On his inquiries, he finds that these are one of the compositions of Swami Nammalvar, who is one of those 12 Azhwars. The priests say that Swami Nammalvar had composed 1200 plus devotional hymns, but for some reason they are lost to the world, and today they have only 10 such hymns which they were singing. Naturally curious, Sri Natha Munigal asks the priests as to, is there a way to retrieve the other hymns sung by Swami Nammalvar? To which the priests have no clue. They just give him one hint. They say that they direct him to a village where descendants of another Azhwar who went by the name Madura Kavi Azhwar stayed. The priests say that these descendants would have some clue, because Madura Kavi Azhwar was a direct disciple of Swami Nammalvar. So maybe there would have been some kind of legacy, some songs would have passed from generation to generation. So if you go to that village, inquire those descendants, you may find some clue there for the remaining compositions. Okay, so thereby his efforts start. Sri Natha Munigal goes to that village, he inquires the descendants, he narrates the incident about what he heard in the temple, to which these descendants of Madura Kavi Azhwar give him another set of 10 hymns. Now these were sung by Swami Madura Kavi Azhwar in praise of his spiritual master Swami Nammalvar. In the temple, it was Swami Nammalvar's composition for Lord Vishnu. In this village of Madura Kavi Azhwar's descendants, he gets 10 more compositions, but these were sung by Madura Kavi Azhwar for Swami Nammalvar. Now, the descendants also give him a prophecy that one who sings these 10 compositions of Madura Kavi Azhwar for 12,000 times, for such person, Swami Nammalvar would appear in person and he would divulge the other compositions. Now, this naturally intrigued and it motivated Sri Natha Munigal. He thought that this was his mission in life, to find the other compositions sung by great Azhwars and get it out, retrieve it from the archives for the greater good of the world. But this was going to be no easy task. Reciting 10 hymns for 12,000 times. Yeah, I mean, if one were to chant the Gayatri mantra for 108 times. It itself is a big task. People now restrict their count to maybe 16 or 24, 32. Beyond that, they lose energy. But here, Sri Natha Munigal imagine what he was going to do, what he was up to. Singing 10 hymns for 12,000 times. Now, he did not have any expectations. He felt it was his duty without any expectations. So, he goes to a place called Azhwars Tirunagari in Tamil Nadu. There is a tamarind tree which is almost 5,000 years old. Now, beneath that tamarind tree, Swami Nammalvar himself meditated for 16 long years. So, he goes to that very particular place, closing his eyes with full faith in the Lord, in Swami Nammalvar. He sings those hymns, 10 hymns for 12,000 times. Now, he made it a point that he will not count it. Whenever his 12,000 count gets over, the Lord and Swami Nammalvar would automatically come to his help. So, this was a great feat, an incredible feat by by Sri Natha Munigal, where he continues. Now, the Lord keeps track of the number of times he sung, just as he keeps track of our karmas, of our levels of devotion, of our good deeds, sins. He kept account of how much times, with great faith and devotion, Sri Natha Munigal was singing these hymns. The moment it crossed 12,000, the prophecy came true. Swami Nammalvar appeared in person before Sri Natha Munigal. Now, Sri Natha Munigal was elated totally. He was in a total state of bliss. Imagine meditating in the same place where Swami Nammalvar was meditating, singing hymns in his praise, and after the desired time, that is, the desired count was achieved, seeing Swami Nammalvar in person. Now, this experience cannot be explained in mere mortal words, but one can just feel what would be that level of satisfaction, pure devotion which Sri Natha Munigal would have experienced at that point in time. Swami Nammalvar, pleased with this effort, he not only gives him 1200 plus compositions which he did, but he divulged the compositions by other Azhwars as well. Thereby, Sri Natha Munigal was able to retrieve 4,000 devotional compositions sung by the 12 Azhwars. Maybe the compositions would be more in number. The Lord Swami Nammalvar would have chosen to divulge only 4,000 for this particular era. So these 4,000 compositions go by the name Nalayira Divya Prabandham. Nal Airam is 4,000, Divya Prabandham is divine compositions. So these are sung till date in various devotees' households. They are regarded as a very sacred literature. So Nalayira Divya Prabandham, the credit for getting it in this era goes to Sri Natha Munigal. So he walked, one of the examples where he walked a great distance, where he stretched himself in the devotional space. Now there are countless other stories in his life history, but two such stories need a mention where he again performed beyond his potential, so to speak. Once he was in a meditative state, and at that time the king of that place and some ladies from his palace, they were passing by this place where Sri Natha Munigal was meditating. Once he came out of the meditation, some people around him, they told him that, okay, Swami, when you were in meditation, a king and some ladies passed by. Now, though he was merely the king of the place and the ladies assisting him, for Sri Natha Munigal, he felt as if it was Lord Krishna along with the gopis who passed by his place. So he ran in that direction of the king and the ladies from the palace, thinking them to be Lord Krishna and the gopis. So such was his level of devotion that he saw divinity everywhere. Even in normal people, he saw the divine. In another such instance, which somehow proved to be the last instance in his mortal life, it's again a similar incident where Swami Natha Munigal is in deep meditation. Now here there are some people who come to see him. There are two men who are trained in catching and training animals. So those two men, along with one woman and a monkey, they are carrying along with them. So they come to see Sri Natha Munigal, but he is in this transcendental meditative state. So they leave. Once he comes out of his meditation, the people say that there were some people who had come to meet him. So they say there were two men, one woman and a monkey they had carried along. Again, for Sri Natha Munigal, he felt it was Lord Ram, Sita, Mata, Lakshman and Hanuman who had come to see him. Now this time he inquires in which direction they went and he starts running like a madman towards that direction. He is not able to find this group. He meets some people along that direction he is proceeding. He asks them about the whereabouts of this three people and a monkey. Yet he is not able to find them. Now he is very sad at heart that the Lord had come for giving him darshan. That is his feeling. Even though they were normal people, he feels that the Lord had come, yet he was not able to see them, and this makes him sad, and in that state of sadness he gives up his life. He walks a great distance. He travels the path of devotion, and yet when he feels that he is unable to meet that group, he gave up his life. Such was the kind of stretch, the kind of push he gave himself to get to that spiritual experience, to excel in that devotional space. Now there was no competition here. It was for his own satisfaction. He did that, and by nature he was like that. When he saw divinity everywhere and he was sad at not getting to meet these people, he lays down his life. So these are some of his attributes where he stretched himself, and Thirukkolur Penpillai is exactly benchmarking these incidents. He did so much, he took so much efforts. Where am I? I have not been able to take any such great efforts in my life. So that is her lamentation, that is her comparison, the current Bhakti Rahasyam. Plenty of takeaways for us. Now, he saw divinity everywhere. That is one key thing to learn from him. The second thing was about the level of dedication, commitment to find those 4,000 verses. Even though he was just shooting in the dark, he did not know if his efforts would see the light of the day, yet with the faith. His mind was very powerful, that yes, the end goal is I have to find those devotional hymns, and whatever it takes, I will do it. So that is what we can learn. Instead of starting something, giving up, blaming people, blaming circumstances, if we have decided, we tell our mind that this is the end goal, you have to work towards it, the mind will find its way. That's a great lesson which Sri Natha Munigal teaches us. So that was the great inspirational episode today, along with great lessons for our day-to-day life. So stay blessed, stay devoted, and stay tuned for our next Bhakti Rahasyam. Radhe Krishna, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Group